Hello everyone, welcome back to Sherlock Holmes Jack versus Jack the Ripper in the very dark... Oh, hello. In the very dark midnight Whitechapel in East End in London. We are playing Dr. Watson at the moment and we need to find Constable PC's, or Police Constable Smith. Like, who are you?
Good evening, Constable.
Good evening, sir.
I am Dr. Watson. Would you happen to be PC Smith, the man who patrols this beat?
That's me. And you work with the famous Sherlock Holmes, don't you? What can I do for you?
I believe you were on duty the night when the murder took place here. You would certainly be able to confirm a few details, such as the time of death that the medical examiner gave.
It's just that I wasn't there when the body was discovered. I don't think I can help you.
But I was told that you had seen the victim that very night.
Indeed. But it was before the murder. I saw her, not far from here. She was talking to a man. It was around 12:30 or 12:35 a.m.
What did this man look like?
I only saw him from behind, really. He was wearing a short black outfit, a small felt hat like a cap in a dark colour, and a white collar. He seemed to be a respectable type. He was carrying a packet in his hand, wrapped in newspaper, about 18 inches long and about 6 inches wide.
His outfit reminds me of someone that I know. Was he a large man, on the older side?
I don't think so, no. Even though I only saw him from behind, I would say that he was barely 30 years old, or even less. Say 28, or even less. 26 years old, and 5 foot 8 inches tall at the very most. He had a small dark brown moustache and an olive complexion, I would say, but once again, I only caught a brief glimpse of his face in three-quarter profile.
Nobody else saw this man?
I discussed this previously with Mr. Eagle, the president of the Workers' Club. That night he returned around 12:40 a.m. to the club. He used the passage through Dutfield's yard to get into the club because the main door was locked. He can attest that he didn't see anyone else in the passage at that time, but wasn't really paying attention to who else might have been in Burner Street itself. He was listening to the song coming from the club. In short, no one else saw him.
Well, thank you for having satisfied my curiosity, my friend.
A fine evening to you, Doctor.
I think we're back in control of Sherlock Holmes, indeed.
Well, Watson, let's go to Dutfield's yard.
Oh, okay. It's just here.
Dutfield's yard.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Ooh. Yeah!
Your interrogation of PC Smith has proven to be very shrewd and of great interest. Thanks to the information I've managed to gather and that you were able to read in my notes in Baker Street, Watson, we can recreate what happened that fateful night at this location, Dutfield's Yards to be precise, the site of Liz Stride's murder.
Okay. 12:20 a.m. The American goes out for some air. No one is in the street. Okay, 12:20. That would be here somewhere, right?
12:20 a.m. The American leaves the Socialists Club for some fresh air. The street is deserted.
First we have midnight. The club meeting ends.
Midnight, the Socialist Club meeting ends. The members, mainly Jewish men, gradually begin to leave the club in little groups or alone.
Alright, 12:30, 12:35 a.m. PC Smith sees Liz Stride speaking to the man with the packet.
12:30 to 12:35 a.m. Smith notices Liz Stride talking to the man with the package.
12:40 a.m. Mr. Eagle, the president of the Workers' Club, enters the club by the passage from the...
12:40 a.m. Eagle, the president of the club, enters the Workers' Club via the passageway through Dutfield's yard. He passed through Dutfield's yard. If Liz Stride had already been killed, he would have had to walk over her. The murder, therefore, had not yet happened. 12:43 a.m. Israel Swartz passes by Dutfield's yard and witnesses the attack on Liz Stride. 12:44 a.m. Schwartz crosses to the other side of the road. The attacker sees him and yells, "Lipsky." The The attacker must have shouted to his accomplice at the end of the road, Lipsky, indicating at Schwartz using his head in an attempt to scare off this undesirable. 12:45 a.m. Schwartz runs away, followed for a short distance by this man. 1 a.m. Mr. Diemschutz wants to enter with his cart, but the pony refuses. We know that the murder took place between 12:45 and 1 a.m. Mr. Diemschutz, therefore, must have disturbed the killer. Let's place Liz Stride's murder on the timeline, Watson. 12:45 to 1 a.m., the murder of Liz Stride. It took place in this very spot, as the traces of blood were very confined. We will come back to this point in a few moments to elaborate on what could have happened. Well, we are still missing certain information in order to finish this investigation, Watson.
Alright, I want to look around first. Oh.
This door leads to the Club for Jewish Socialist Workers.
Okay. What's up here? Can we walk up here? No! Okay. Body examination it is. Hello.
Watson, imagine the victim laid down there on the ground.
Oh, never mind.
The throat, there is but one clean cut, slightly slanted downwards.
Okay. Wound to the neck is clean, starting from the right and slightly oblique and descending. The blow was given to the middle of the neck, the blow was given with the right hand, the blow was given with the left hand. Maybe? There's only one wound that it proved to be mortal. The victim had her neck wrung. There's but one superficial wound to the neck. The murderer is a strong, weak lumberjack. More strong, I think? Struck the blow from below, from above. From his height. From above? From below? I don't know. Right-handed? No. Left-handed? No. There we go. It's right-handed. Strong man. Think we need more info?
Her right hand, it is bloody, as is her wrist. Her left hand, it is closed around a bag of pastils. The ground is muddy. The throat, there is. The ground is muddy. Her left hand, it is. Her right hand, it is.
Okay. Can't really. No, apparently there's something I'm missing. Because it's not green.
Her knees and dress, they are clean.
Aha! That's what I was missing. Okay. Deduction? Here we go. Ground is dirty. The knees and the bottom of the dress at the front are clean. Victim was careful, didn't struggle. Maybe? Was killed lying down, wiped her clothes. The victim wiped her clothes. The victim was killed upright. Had her back to the killer and her murderer were lying down at the moment of the mortal blow. Or standing at the moment. What if we do like this? Upright. Okay, bloody right hand and wrist. The carotid wasn't slit. Her hand cut. Her hand on her throat, maybe? It was thin. The murder weapon used against it was a Mazzolana. It was thick. It was thin. Okay, so what is wrong here? Maybe she did struggle. Careful. No. No, something else is wrong. I think that. There was no struggle. What if they were standing?
We have two possibilities. The first is that Liz Stride's killer and the attacker, seen by Schwartz, were one and the same man. The second is that Liz Stride meets a client. After some discussion, they head towards Dutfield's yard to do their business. As soon as they arrive, the attacker appears while his accomplice keeps watch. Schwartz's arrival dissuades the two men from lingering. They leave the area and leave Liz Stride in a tense state, but glad to have kept her client. He will be her murderer. Both hypotheses are possible, but an incongruous detail will serve to corroborate one of them. An incongruous detail that we were able to establish regarding the Hanbury Street murder. Which one would that be, Watson? Look at the victim carefully, Watson, and tell me the link between the murder of Liz Stride and those of Nichols and Chapman.
Well...
No, that's not it. No, that's not it.
The bag of pastels, Holmes.
The bag of pastels. Indeed, Watson. If this woman had to defend herself against an attacker, why would she have held onto this bag in her hand? It didn't fall because this woman's hand tensed at the moment when she fell to the ground. Therefore, Watson, we know the killer distracted his victim's attention by making them take something out of their pockets. Why didn't he slit her throat like the others? He must have feared a struggle with this strong-willed woman. Why didn't he eviscerate her? Because Louis Diemschutz arrived.
Do you think the Whitechapel killer is behind this murder, Holmes?
Yes, and now this murder has been linked to its rightful perpetrator, it will take on deeper meaning when we have examined the facts from that night. Let's go to Mitre Square, where Catherine Eddowes was killed. And make haste, Watson, as we have another murder to commit in 40 minutes.
Okay.
Here we are, Watson. Mitre Square. It took us a mere 20 minutes to get here. If the killer left Dutfield's yard around 1 o'clock, as we assume, he would have arrived here at around 1:20 a.m. We know that Catherine Eddowes' body was discovered at 1:44 a.m. Catherine was released from prison around 1 o'clock, but we have no information as to what she could have been doing until her death. This place has 3 possible ways out. Let's see where they lead. As a precaution, I brought an old map of the area with me. It will help us get our bearings.
Let's hurry, Holmes. This neighborhood makes me ill at ease.
Alright, now I understand. Okay, map of vicinity of Mitre Square. There's a synagogue, church passage. Oh, here's Mitre Square. St. James's Passage, Mitre Street. You control Sherlock Holmes.
This is Mitre Street, from where Watkins, the constable who found the body, came. Nothing of interest here.
Oh.
Church Passage. It must be opposite the Imperial Club at 16 to 17 Duke Street. Let's go to the end of this lane, Watson.
It's dark.
Hello, you must be Abraham Solomonovich, am I right?
Yes, that's me. But I know you. You brought a lad to my place to take care of a cat, and I loaned you my mask.
That's me. May I present?
Dr. Watson, of course. Delighted. And you? I have known for a few days that you are a detective by the name of Sherlock Holmes. Is that so?
You don't miss a thing, do you? It was the children who gave me away, am I right?
They didn't want to, but I gained their confidence by offering them a small comb and half a cake.
They made a good deal out of it, so I don't blame them. However, I must request, as a personal favour, that you do not reveal my identity.
You have my word. Curiosity is just killing me, as you may have guessed. Would it be breaking an oath to confide in me the nature of the investigation that you are leading?
Does this spot where we are now in Mitre Square mean anything to you?
A demon lives in this city, Mr. Holmes. These unmentionable acts degrade the human race and put the Jewish community in terrible danger.
Lots of rumours are circulating, but they are but rumours. I see you're leaving the Imperial Club. It's a stone's throw away from Mitre Square, and the two recent murders were most probably discussed in there. Do you know if anyone from the club saw or heard anything that night?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. That night, 3 members of our club saw a woman talking to a man at the very spot where we are standing, a few minutes before the body was found, at the end of this passage. Fantastic, Holmes.
Calm yourself, Watson. There is nothing at the moment to suggest it was the victim. Can we meet these members?
I am afraid that won't be possible. As soon as the police heard the evidence of these men, they were sworn to silence.
I understand.
But you are working for the good, and I must tell you what I know. One of the 3 men, my friend Joseph, left that night with 2 other members of the Imperial Club, Harry and another Joseph. It was around 1:35 a.m., perhaps a bit earlier, when Joseph, not my friend, but the other, the Aldgate butcher, exited. He saw a man and a woman in discussion at this very spot where we are.
These men must have been about 16 feet away from the couple.
That's about right. So Joseph, the butcher, said to the other 2, while pointing at the couple, "Look, I don't like going home alone when I see this kind of people here." My friend Joseph looked at them without noticing anything strange and didn't understand what he meant. They had the look of 2 rather unkempt people, but no more than that.
After the murder, did these 3 men tell the police what they had seen?
Not quite. Harry stated that he hadn't seen the couple. As for Joseph, the butcher, even though he was the one who commented on them and pointed them out, said that he couldn't remember anything except that the man was about 3 inches taller than the woman, who was 5 feet tall, no more. My friend Joseph, on the other hand, did his best to cooperate with the police.
And what did your friend Joseph say? What did this man and woman look like?
The man must have been 30 years old, about 5 foot 7 inches, light complexion, and a fair moustache. He wore a loose, dark jacket, a grey cap, and a red scarf around his neck. But he said that he only saw him for a brief instant, and it would be impossible to recognize him.
And the woman?
He only saw her from behind. She had her hand on the man's stomach and seemed to be pushing him. He said that he remembered that she was small, was wearing a black jacket and a black bonnet. After his testimony, the police took him to see the clothing of the deceased, and Joseph said that they looked identical to those of the woman he had seen. Like I already said, he only glanced at the two, as he was headed with the others in the direction of Aldgate.
One final question. The Imperial Club is a Jewish club, isn't that correct?
Indeed.
Thank you for your help, Mr. Solomonovich.
Bah, it was nothing. We must at all cost prevent this demon from striking again, and the police seem to have some difficulty in doing that. I wish you the best of luck, Mr. Holmes.
Why, thank you. That was very informative.
Closed. This building is the Great Synagogue of London.
Ah, there you are. We can go over here.
The Imperial Club. I have no reason to go that way.
Okay. Can we go past here? I don't think so.
Nothing of interest here.
Nope. Mostly because he doesn't want to.
I have no reason to go that way.
Okay. Suit yourself. Maybe we should go back here then, I guess. Oh yeah, we haven't checked out this way.
This dark and narrow passage leads to St. James's Place. Well, let's find the spot where Edow's body was discovered.
Wasn't it here somewhere? Oh, there's something. Ooh.
This is Mitre Street, from where Watkins, the constable who found the body, came.
Okay. What is over there? Oh, it's a street name, maybe.
This dark and narrow passage leads to St. James's Place.
Okay, should we go here? Watson, are you with me?
I have no reason to go that way.
Okay, never mind. Right. Oh my gosh, stop. I saw him and he still scared me. Okay, I don't know. Where was the body? Damnation. Eternal damnation. Coarser food. New poor law. Hello, Watson. All up in my face. I can see absolutely nothing, game. Like, where am I going?
Watson, we are now in the exact spot where poor Eddowes tragically ended her days.
This spot is very dark, Holmes.
That is probably why our murderer chose it. Turn on the light, Watson. Now then, we will need a lantern.
I have a lantern.
Now then, we will need a lantern. I need something.
Oh, wait.
Take the lantern, Watson.
Yay! Ooh! Hey, we can see! Oh my gosh, okay. Right.
Do these objects spread out by the victim remind us of anything, Watson?
Yes. The items are meant for a woman. The items belong to the victim. The murderer was is a transvestite? Pretty sure that doesn't, like, indicate that. It's a fetishist. He searched Eddowes.
A thimble is located right beside one of the victim's hands, just like Chapman's sachet of pills and Stride's pastils. The main incision goes from the sternum all the way down to the groin. The murderer opened this abdomen as if it were an animal carcass. A kidney was removed. The uterus was removed.
Oh dear.
Part of this apron is missing. We will follow up on that shortly.
Okay.
These intestines were pulled out altogether to grant access to the abdomen. The head is turned towards the left. The murderer must have been on the right side of his victim. Let's look at her from the front.
Oh dear. Hello.
The nose was cut. The eyelids were cut off.
Oh my gosh.
There is but one wound, Watson. It goes from the left side and descends in a slight oblique towards the right side.
Oh, no, we're not done here, I think.
There is but one wound. The eyelids were cut off. The cheeks were slashed to make them thinner.
Okay.
The nose was cut.
Am I done with that? Yeah. Oh, there.
The inside of the thighs is clean. Once again, there were no sexual relations between the victim and her murderer.
My goodness, Holmes, it was a slaughter.
Understand, Watson, that our killer had neither the time nor the conditions to bother with the niceties. He had no more than 7 or 8 minutes at most to kill the woman, open her up, and all the while in total darkness.
Holmes, it's a woman, a poor victim you're talking about.
Consider all the time this man lost and the risks that he actually took by cutting the victim's face and the lower abdomen in around 20 precise spots, especially the lungs and the liver. These attacks, which I considered gratuitous, are in fact nothing of the sort and have as much sense as the removal of the organs. Watson, we must now consult our timeline. We began in Dutfield's yard, but this time we will try to recreate the actions of certain people, in this case, those of the 2 policemen.
Okay. So we have 1:30.
1:30 a.m. P.C. Watkins didn't see the corpse while on his rounds.
Oh.
If P.C. Watkins did his rounds properly, and there is no reason to doubt this was the case, as he discovered the corpse a quarter of an hour later, the murder hadn't yet taken place, and there was no one in Mitre Square, unless they were hidden among the shadows. Enter Mitre Square via Mitre Street, Watson, and stop and try to see me with the lantern. I will be where poor Edow's corpse was.
Okay. You control Dr. Watson.
Enter Mitre Square via Mitre Street, Watson, and stop and try to see me with the lantern. I will be where poor Edow's corpse was.
Oh. I have to go...
I have no reason to go that way.
Okay. Now I have the lantern. There we go. Hello.
I see you, Holmes.
Perfect, Watson. Let's look at our timeline, Watson.
Okay.
Very good, Watson. Thus we can categorically state that the murder had not yet occurred at 1:30. 1:35 a.m. A man and a woman are arguing at the entrance of Church Passage. The man came from Aldgate. 1:42 a.m. P.C. Harvey arrives in Mitre Square. It should be noted, Watson, that the constable didn't enter Mitre Square. He could not have seen the corpse lying on the ground. But would he have been able to see a man sitting or standing? Go to the Church Passage entrance, then come back and try to see me while holding your lantern. I will stay at the spot where the victim was discovered.
Okay. I can see you from here.
I see you, Holmes.
You had to proceed into the square in order to see me, something Harvey didn't do. It is possible that the killer was still there. 1:42 a.m. P.C. Harvey arrives at Mitre Square, but does not go in. The murderer may well have still been there.
That is probably true. I mean, we saw him from the very beginning, but I mean, if you're not looking for someone, then yeah, probably.
1:44 a.m. The body is discovered. Let's put the murder of poor Eddowes on the timeline, Watson.
We're there?
1:35 and 1:42 a.m. The murder would appear to have taken place between these times, that is to say, within 7 minutes.
Agreed, Holmes. But does this really prove that our killer had the time to perpetrate these two murders?
Let's look at our timeline, Watson.
Sherlock and Watson took 20 minutes to go from Dutfield's Yard to Mitre Square.
There, Watson. We are now certain that the murderer really had the time to commit these two murders.
Incredible!
Let's look at our deduction board, Watson.
Yes, I want to do that. No, not this deduction board, I meant this one. Alright. A thimble is found right beside the victim's hands. The murderer lost a thimble, she held the thimble in her hand. C. Eddowes' liver and lungs underwent small incisions. C. Eddowes' kidney and uterus were removed. C. Eddowes' nose was cut. C. Eddowes' cheeks were slashed to become thinner. C. Eddowes' eyelids were cut. The murderer hates kidneys. The murderer knew anatomy. The murderer did not know anatomy. Pretty sure he did know anatomy. The murderer knew anatomy. The wound to the neck goes from the right and slightly oblique and descending. Decapitate, maybe? Murder was a bit short on the victim. The wound is superficial. The wound is the same as that of stride. The center incision goes from the sternum downwards towards the groin. It's ambidextrous, right-handed. No. Left-handed. No. No. Right-handed. Okay. Yes, there. Fierce and instantaneous. Died the same way as Liz Stride. An accomplice of Liz L. Stride's murder killed C. Eddowes. Stride's murder did not kill. It'll be the same person. Murder cut open the stomach in a surgical manner. Murder opened the abdomen like that of an animal. Cut open the stomach randomly. No, it was surgical. No, it wasn't. Okay, apparently. Oh, okay. Now I understand. Yeah. A piece of Eddowes' white apron was cut out. The items at the victim's feet are very orderly. The killer likes order. No, I'm feeling organized.
This spot is making me nauseous. Can we not head back, Holmes?
We certainly can't, Watson. We have one final point to address. Do you remember the piece of white apron that was missing just now? It was found just a few steps away from here, at the entrance of a building. That's where we must go.
Okay, what building? Imperial Club? Maybe? Oh, hello. Wait, where's the club? Oh, I'm here. Oh. Wait, we're... Okay, we're back here. A few feet away from here. Here? No? No? Oh my god, Watson, you're the scariest person ever. Was it up here?
Closed.
Come on, move it.
I have no reason to go that way.
Okay. If you come with me, Watson. Looks like you could go this side here. Watson? Watson! Dude! Bye! He's freaking seriously not coming. Okay. But,
Let's go.
oh. That's where we want to go.
There's the spot, Watson. By night, Goulston Street is deathly silent, which will permit us to carry out a fair few experiments. Let's find the entrance where the piece of the victim's apron and the mysterious chalk message were found.
Oh, yes.
Look at these signs, Watson. We are in the Jewish High Street.
Oh, this one. Here.
Look at these signs, Watson. We are in the Jewish High Street.
Women and children fashion. Here we go.
There's the spot where the apron and the message were found by PC Long. Now, let's recreate the scene. Remember, Watson, it was raining that night. Find me something with which to mimic raindrops hitting this wall while I write something with my chalk.
The Jews are not the men that will be blamed for nothing. But what does it mean?
Hi.
Have you found something for us to pour water from, Watson?
Find a container and some water. Let me remind you that it's nighttime and the street is deserted, Holmes.
I don't think Holmes cares much. Right. A container and some water.
That may come in handy. Who knows?
Yes, let's borrow everyone's stuff. You know. Huh. Nice sound effects. Okay, let's see. Hello.
That may come in handy. Who knows?
What are we doing? Building ourselves a well? Right.
Water.
Okay. I don't have anything to transport it in. At least I have a lantern.
I have no reason to go that way.
Ah, look at the pavement. Lol. Alright, so we need a container for the water. We will find that in the next episode. Ha ha ha. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see ya.